From O Block to the charts, Lil Durk's early rise. Lil Durk, a name synonymous with Chicago, with drill music, with the streets. His journey is one of resilience and determination. He emerged from the notorious O Block, a place where survival was a daily battle, a place that tested his willpower every single day. Durk, born Durk Derrick Banks, knew struggle from a young age. His childhood was marked by hardship and adversity. His father, Dante Banks, was incarcerated when Durk was just a baby. This absence left a void in his life. This left his mother, a cook, to raise him and his siblings alone. She worked tirelessly to provide for her family. O Block, located in the south side of Chicago, was a breeding ground for poverty, violence, and gang activity. It was Durk's reality. A harsh environment that shaped his early years. He joined the Black Disciples, a notorious gang, seeking a sense of belonging and protection. The gang life offered a semblance of family. The streets became his classroom. They hardened him. They shaped his perspective. Music offered an escape, a way to express his inner turmoil. Durk found his voice through rapping. It became his outlet, his therapy. He poured his experiences, his pain, and his surroundings into his lyrics. His music was a reflection of his life. His raw talent was undeniable. His passion was evident in every performance. In 2012, he rose to fame with his mixtape, I'm Still a Hitter. The streets listened. His voice resonated with many. They resonated with his stories. His authenticity struck a chord with listeners. The music industry took notice. Durk had arrived. He was no longer just a local sensation. But the question remained, could he escape the pull of the streets that had such a hold on him? Could he rise above his circumstances and achieve lasting success? Durk's music was a reflection of his life. It was raw, authentic, and unapologetically street. His lyrics spoke of violence, poverty, and the struggles of growing up in Chicago's South Side. His fans connected with his honesty. They felt his pain. They understood his story. Despite his newfound success in music, Durk remained loyal to his roots. He never forgot where he came from. He continued to rep O Block and the Black Disciples in his music and in his life. This loyalty ran deep. It was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it kept him connected to his community. He was seen as a hero, someone who had made it out, but never forgot where he came from. On the other hand, his loyalty to the streets kept him tethered to a dangerous lifestyle. He was constantly surrounded by violence, drugs, and the threat of incarceration. Durk was caught in a tug-of-war. Music offered him a way out, a chance at a better life. But the streets kept pulling him back in. As Lil Durk's star continued to rise, he formed his own crew, Only the Family, known as OTF. This wasn't just a group, it was a movement, a brotherhood forged in the fires of Chicago's streets. This collective of rappers and associates became an extension of Durk's family. They were more than just collaborators, they were his brothers, bound by loyalty and shared dreams. They shared his loyalty, his ambition, and his connection to the streets. Together, they navigated the challenges and dangers of their environment, always looking out for one another. Among the members of OTF, was a young rapper named Davon Bennett, better known as King Von. His presence would soon become a defining element of the crew. Von, like Durk, was a product of Chicago's South Side. He grew up in the same harsh realities, facing the same struggles and adversities. He had a reputation for his street credibility and his violent past. His name carried weight, and his story was one of survival and resilience. He had spent time in prison, a testament to the rough path he had walked. He knew the streets all too well, understanding their unspoken rules and the constant threat of danger. Von's raw talent and aggressive style quickly gained him notoriety. His music was a reflection of his life, unfiltered and unapologetic. He became a rising star in the drill scene, a subgenre of hip-hop known for its dark, violent lyrics and often reflecting real-life gang conflicts. His authenticity resonated with many. Durk saw potential in Von. He recognized a kindred spirit, someone who could rise above their circumstances. He took him under his wing, signing him to OTF and collaborating on music. Their partnership was electric, each pushing the other to new heights. Von's presence added another layer of complexity to Durk's life. It was a mix of mentorship and mutual respect. He brought with him his own street ties, his own rivalries, and his own brand of intensity. This added both opportunities and challenges. Their relationship was a mix of brotherhood and danger. They were bound together by their shared past and their hopes for the future. It would prove to be a pivotal and ultimately tragic chapter in both of their lives. Their story is a testament to the highs and lows of life in the streets and the unbreakable bonds formed in the face of adversity. Section 4, Drill, Fame, and Danger. The price of notoriety. Lil Durk and King Von together became a force in the music industry. Their collaborations, often characterized by gritty lyrics and menacing beats, dominated the drill scene. They were the voices of the streets, their music a reflection of the harsh realities they had witnessed firsthand. Their fame grew, their social media followings exploded. They were interviewed by major publications. Their music videos garnered millions of views. They had arrived, but with their success came a price. Their every move was scrutinized. Their lyrics were dissected by law enforcement. Their past followed them like shadows. The violence that plagued their music was not just entertainment. It was their reality. The lines between their art and their lives became increasingly blurred. Their fame amplified the dangers they faced. They were constantly surrounded by entourage, security, and the threat of violence. The stakes were higher than ever. Section 5, Tragedy in Atlanta. A turning point. The year 2020 marked a turning point in Lil Durk's life. It was a year marked by both personal and professional triumphs, but also by tragedy. In March, he released his 5th studio album, Just Cause Y'all Waited 2, which debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart. His career was soaring. But in November of that same year,
King Von and his group were at Opium nightclub before making their way here to Monaco Hookah Lounge, then to the parking lot where chaos ensued.
It hurt us. It hurt us a lot. I cried. Some of my friends cried. He had a big influence on us, a really big influence.
26-year-old Davon Bennett, also known as rapper King Von.
a brother. The incident also shone a harsh spotlight on the dangers inherent in the lifestyle they led. The violence they rapped about had claimed one of their own. The aftermath of Von's death was chaotic. Social media became a battleground for grief, anger, and accusations. The streets mourned, the music industry mourned. Lil Durk mourned. Section 6, the feds close in. Lil Durk's reckoning. The death of King Von cast a long shadow over Lil Durk, leaving a void that was felt deeply within the community. The tragedy seemed to weigh heavily on him, affecting not just his personal life, but also his artistic expression. He continued to release music, but a noticeable shift occurred in his lyrics, which became more somber and reflective. They became more introspective, reflecting on loss, grief, and the fragility of life, themes that resonated with many of his fans. Meanwhile, the FBI had been investigating Durk and his entourage for their alleged involvement in various criminal activities, casting a shadow over his career. The feds were closing in, and the pressure was mounting. The spotlight on Durk intensified, with media scrutiny and public interest reaching new heights. In 2022, Lil Durk was arrested on charges of attempted murder and aggravated assault stemming from a shooting incident in Atlanta, a development that shocked many. The charges sent shockwaves through the music industry and among his fans. He maintained his innocence, standing firm against the allegations. He was eventually released on bond, but the legal battle loomed large, casting a long shadow over his future. Durk's arrest marked a turning point in his life, a moment of reckoning that forced him to confront his past. It was a stark reminder that no matter how much fame and fortune he amassed, he couldn't outrun his past, a past that continued to shape his present. The streets he had tried to escape had come back to haunt him, a haunting that was both personal and public.